Justin Coleman. The name of my lesson is Kind. Basically, there's an audio book slash with the book to follow along, and the lesson will start out with me in front of the classroom asking very vague questions to kind of give them a hint on what we're going to get into. Questions such as things that you may be able to do, like what can you do that doesn't cost you anything? What can you do that will benefit the other person and not you? What's the difference between mean and nice? What's the difference between mean and kind? What's the difference between nice and kind? Those type of questions. And I have a list of 8 of them that I would ask the students. And the way my classroom will be set up, it will be game show themed. And each question I ask, you get points for it. There is really no right or wrong answer to these questions. So each question will give points for the classroom. There are no individual points. All of the points go toward the classroom points. And at some point, when we reach a certain point, then there'll be a classroom goal. So after asking those questions, then I will reveal the lesson. Then I would go from revealing the lesson about being kind, about the book, the audio book / YouTube video on being kind. I will give each student an opportunity to tell a situation where they have been kind or witnessed someone else being kind. And basically, the way the lesson plan is worded, it says that students will listen to an audio book based on ways to show kindness. Follow the book. Students will then show understanding by show a understanding by being able to retell either on paper or verbally what in the story and ways to show kindness. So after we go through the questions, I reveal what the lesson is. Then we will get into the audio book / YouTube video with a book for each student to follow along and let them listen and go through it. So after they do that, then we'll have another question and answer discussion afterwards for no points, but just a question and discussion after the book and the video to get an understanding, for me to get an understanding of their knowledge of what they took in from the video. So basically, after the book and the lesson, I want to kind of quiz each student individually. Now, after you, and I will start it out with, now after seeing the video, would your definition of kind change? And can you give me an example of something that you've seen done that was kind, either yourself or you witnessed somebody else do, and see how many people's story changed. And then I would ask a couple of the questions like, okay, now is there a difference between nice and kind? Now there is a difference between mean and kind. What's the difference between mean and kind? 3 or 4 of those questions to get it all started. So then after that, I would give each student an opportunity and I would give each student an opportunity and time to either write down a brief paragraph, maybe paragraph or so, on kind, what kind means to them. And if they didn't want to write it down, they could come up with a basic 1.5 minute, a basic minute to a minute and a half speech that they could give to show me that they understand what it means to be kind. The way that I would appeal to everyone in the classroom is giving them those options. You can either write it down, you can write it down, you can act it out, and go from there. But basically, the ideal of this lesson is to pick up, to give student, to have students pick up something they can use for the rest of their life. So they know that it costs you nothing to be kind. There are several different ways to be kind. There are several different ways to be courteous. And the main purpose of this goal is to help with classroom behavior. It serves a dual purpose to me. It helps with classroom behavior, and then they learn something that they can use in life. And I mean, I kind of try to explain it, but it's kind of hard because I get no feedback and and all of that. So I hope this is what you were asking for, Mr. Larson, and I will submit it to you shortly. Thank you.